Hello students, wishes to you all. Under the Food Science and Nutrition, in the subject Institutional Food Service Management, we are going to discuss about the topic called Employee Benefits, Training, Development and Human Relations. Every lesson plan has different objectives. This lesson also has different objectives. We are going to discuss about the objectives of this lesson. The first objective is to learn the methods that would help to bring in benefits to the employee, because it would motivate the employee a lot. Then the second objective is to learn the importance of training and development in growth of the employee and the organization too. And the third objective is to learn about how improvement of human relations bring in development and motivating the employees to give their best. Then we are going to discuss about employee benefits. What is meant by employee benefit? The benefit of an employee is always called as an employee benefit. What is the aim of employee benefit? The aim of every organization is to gain maximum at minimum cost through a loyal and cooperative workforce. To achieve this, it is very necessary for every establishment to provide a work environment for its staff. It is comfortable, convenient and pleasant. So, employees need to provide certain facilities for their benefits of the staff. These are often referred as staff welfare provisions. These staff welfare provisions are categorized into different needs. The first one is physical needs, the second one is physiological needs, and the third one is socio-psychological needs. First of all, we'll discuss about what are the physical needs. When we go for a work area, we need some of the essential things. Those are called as physical needs. The first physical need which we require is proper lighting, because without proper lighting, we cannot work, because it gives undue strain to the eyes so that it don't have good visibility. So we need proper lighting for the work environment. And the second one is temperature and humidity control, because for comfortable work, temperature and humidity control must be there. Especially the people who are working in kitchens definitely need a temperature and humidity controls also, because it leads to excessive sweating and exhaustion also. It leads to lower efficiency of the employee. Then the third thing which we have to provide for an employee when he is working in an organization is fresh air free from gases and fumes, because the fresh air gives energy to the employee and he can work more in the work environment. Then definitely we need low noise levels, because low noise levels gives concentration to the employee in the working area. Then an employee need a clean environment through the use of materials and methods effective in keeping work areas clean. Then definitely an employee needs safety procedures and location of safety devices at strategic points in the work environment. A well-designed and well-placed equipment and furniture avoid undue physical strain at work, in addition to sitting facilities where employees have to work in a standing position for longer hours. That means we have to provide certain sitting area for the employees who are working in a standing position for very, very long hours. It gives some of the relaxation to the employee so that he can work more. Then what are the different physiological needs? Under the physiological needs, there are safety drinking water facility, canteen facilities, rest periods and restrooms, clean toilets and medical facilities come under physiological needs. Therefore, it is very imperative to give all these facilities to an employee. Then what are the different socio-psychological needs of an employee? This covers the need of security through adequate wage payment, because without adequate wage, the employee cannot work satisfactorily in an organization. So that their work should be related to their salary. Salaries must be fixed according to their working capabilities, and it should cover all the levels of basic needs. Then we have to give provisions of housing in the form of staff quarters, either in staff quarters, subsidized rents to a house, or we can give rent allowances to the staff also. Then definitely we have to provide infant crutches, especially for the women who are working in the organization. Then we should provide transport facilities, then social working hours. Leisures and holidays are common for the employers who are working in an organization because they have different sicknesses, or we can provide maternity leaves to the workers who are working in the organization. When we give leisures and holidays, it reduces absenteeism and staff turnover will be more at the periods. Then, very important one is we have to provide counseling services to the employees, because if they have any problem at home or at workplace, the employee cannot concentrate on the work, so that we can provide counseling services to the employee. Then the final one is financial benefits. These financial benefits help increasing in the sense of family security through provision of health and life insurance and pension policies. Now we are going to discuss about staff welfare services. These staff welfare services are provided in two ways. One is statutory requirements. The second one is service programs or fringe benefits. First of all, we'll discuss about statutory requirements. What is meant by statutory? We all know statutory means the amenities which are compulsorily provided are called as statutory requirements, because these include medical benefits, meal subsidies, uniforms, safety requirements and staff toilet facilities, etc. In short, all amenities, those are important for a staff and for their health and for the sanitary work, it is very much required. Statutory welfare is guided by a promulgation of various acts expected to be followed by all employers, such as Minimum Wage Act in 1948 against underpayment by employees. What is meant by service programs or fringe benefits? These fringe benefits covers the provided over and above the legal minimum requirements. These benefits are referred as service programs, non-wage or fringe benefits. These are purely voluntary on the employers. They are likely valuable supplements to the wages, and employers are not bound to provide them, but all organizations do provide fringe benefits in varying degrees, because they find that it helps to raise in the morale of the staff. We are going to discuss about results of employee benefits. What are the different results of employee benefits? We are providing employee benefits, that's okay, but by providing the employee benefits, any results or not? Definitely there will be results by providing employee benefits. So we are going to discuss about what are the results of the employee benefits. It improves the morale and greater loyalty to the establishment. Then it's lower absenteeism, staff turnover will be more if we provide all the benefits to the employees. Then good employee relationships and improved efficiency must be there if we provide all the benefits to the employees. According to the Maslow hierarchy of needs, we are going to discuss about the employee benefits. Maslow always indicated about a factor acts as a motivator as long as it satisfies a need of an employee. He states that man's need constantly changes from basic to progressively higher needs. So employee benefit schemes to be effective needed to be reviewed from time to time and adjusted to provide a source of motivation of the staff, because it is helpful in establishing compensation programs to improve performance against purely non-financial incentives. They act as incentive aspects of pay. Fringe benefits in the form of interest on provident fund or management contribution towards pension, even though financial in nature, do not motivate people because of their long-term nature. Then what is meant by the law of hierarchy of needs? Maslow divided into 5 sectors. In the under sector, there is physiological needs, then comes into the safety needs, then comes to the love and belongingness, then esteem, and finally to the self-actualization. We have to provide all the amenities to the employee in this hierarchy level so that the employee can work in the environment in a better condition. Then what about the non-financial incentives? What are called as non-financial incentives? The name itself indicated that which is not included financially is called as non-financial incentives. Money is an important motivator of people's behavior as far as it can help to satisfy basic physiological needs. But after that, it is non-financial incentive that takes care of psychological needs and sociological needs too. Non-financial incentives are what Hertzberg terms as hygiene factors in his hygiene motivation theory of human behavior. Then what are the points for establishing employee benefit schemes? Any employee benefit scheme should satisfy a real need of the majority. It should not concentrate on only one individual, but it should concentrate on the majority of the employees. Then these benefits should be confined to the activities by which group efficiency should be improved rather than the individual efficiency. An efficient communication system must be established in order to give and receive value for the employees' benefit scheme. Then the cost of the employee benefits must be determined accurately for the sound financial management, because it is advisable to venture on schemes which can be accurate for such as a membership fee for use of recreational facilities. While employers have to consider cost of employee benefits on the one hand, they have to weigh the effect of non-offering them to the others. The problem arises because it is difficult to put a monetary value on most non-statutory welfare activities. Benefits should therefore be linked with the schemes which encourages workers' involvement and lead to job enrichment rather than providing a purely social service schemes. Now we are going to discuss about types of employee welfare schemes in India. In India, there are so many types of welfare schemes. First of all, we are going to discuss about Employees State Insurance Scheme. It is also referred as ESIS, Employee State Insurance Scheme. This scheme was designed as financial contribution scheme. In this, monthly financial contribution coming from the employer and employee too. And state government also invests in this scheme. And finally, this scheme should be benefited to the employers for their disabilities, maternity, sick leaves, funerals, etc. Then the second one is safety and health schemes. What are the safety and health schemes? Is that important? Yes, definitely safety and health schemes are very important in food industry, and these safety and health schemes are statutory for every food service establishment, because this affects not only the health as well as the well-being of the employee too, but of the employer and customer too. Because the health schemes established generally covers medical checkups of an employee at regular intervals to ascertain that they are not carriers of infection. Because if an employee has an infection, it may get affected the other employers too and the customers too. So sanitary of surrounding areas is also a welfare measure related to the health of the employees. Its importance cannot be overstated in a food service establishment. No doubt it attracts customers as well. Most welfare measurements have been concerned with creating conditions for greater employee involvement in a job. Then we are going to discuss about employee participation. Whether employee participation is important in any organization or not. Definitely, employees' participation is very much important in any organization, because without an employee, we could not work properly and we cannot run an organization properly. Then, regarding this participation of employees in decision making, the objective of this is inducing the feeling of we at the workplace. The advantage of this that any decision in which employees have expressed their views make them more committed to carrying them out. Further, the communication become free-flowing at all levels. Commitment to the decisions and greater involvement in the success of the organization. Participation also helps in managing any resistance to the changes which are important for the survival of any organization and its environment. There are 5 ways of establishing employment participation in an organization. The first way is sharing of information pertaining to overall results of the organization in terms of production, assessment, assets, liabilities, etc. to help to boost employee ego and lead to greater satisfaction. Then consulting employees through unions in matters relating to the employee welfare programs, working hours, procedures and safety measures. Then seeking their views on decisions that affect operations directly, such as buying a piece of equipment, etc. Then inviting decisions from the staff after a number of alternatives have been selected. Decisions directly concerning employees, like their welfare schemes, may be taken jointly by the management also. We know how training will be helpful for an employee in an organization. Why we take the training? Definitely we'll take the training to improve our skills and to improve our knowledge. In each area of work, there is a need of update of knowledge of materials and techniques to apply them to suit the job situations. While information can be gathered in various ways, the need of training has to be identified in specific areas at work. This can be done by a close look at every process in each area of activity to locate areas of inefficiency. Without inefficiency, we cannot go for the upgrading of skills. So, we have to identify which area is inefficient and we have to give proper training in that area, because experience has shown the need for training at all levels of catering management. It is uneconomical for the establishment to have managers performing craft skills for which a lower salaried person could be employed for existing ones tried. The main aim of training is to impart knowledge and skills to equip people to fit into their job positions in a better way. Skills that require training. The art of delegating work with others can do equally well or perhaps better if it is taught properly. So that skill is required at the art of delegating work. Then the art of assessing the work of the other people through developing and analyzing management information. Teaching staff to develop new recipes by giving them ideas verbally or demonstration and helping them to develop in their jobs also, thus raising their morale. The staff could given craft training for food preparations, especially in those dishes in which they lack experience. Then there are 7 ways of bringing about change in an organization. Why we are giving training to the employees in an organization is to bring about the change, because without change an organization couldn't survive, because we have to upgrade our knowledge and technology in each and every way. So there are different ways in bringing about these changes in a working organization. First way of bringing about the change in an organization is by providing information through letters, pamphlets, leaflets, journals, magazines, and applicable if the staff are already motivated. Then the second way is individual counseling, involves creating in people the desire to change their attitudes towards their problems. Then the third way is peer group influence, because friends exerts a very strong influence on the behavior of an individual. It is effective and very reinforced idea too. Then the fourth way is individual sensitivity trainings, because this individual sensitivity trainings catches on the fact that people more sensitive to their own strengths and weaknesses than to the of others. Then the fifth way is in group dynamic training, all the employees are involved with bringing about different changes. Then the sixth way is survey feedback methods. These survey feedback methods has a very strong impact on people for bringing about changes and is often used for delicacies whether a job needs to be redesigned or not. Then the seventh way is structural change is the basis for redesigning jobs. When the learning process lasts for more than a few days, we say training is taking place. True learning takes place within a work situation where relationship with other people and groups at work also. These are exercising their influences. On-the-job training has the advantage of the learning process becoming immediately integrated with the organization. So training must be aimed at the development of the capabilities of the staff to enhance their skills, because they are the assets of the food service organization and their potentials must be explored to the maximum. For this, training need to be planned to suit the goals of the establishment and the potentials of the staff. A good training program needs to be thought out carefully, because it involves cost in terms of money, time and efforts of planners, trainers and trainees too. Then what are the different training programs? These training programs may be designed in collaboration with the teaching institutions like catering schools, occasional colleges and various fields. These teaching establishments can be designed short courses according to the needs of various food service establishments. Training is effective only if it stimulates people into thought-provoking activities, bringing them a feeling of confidence in task performance and a sense of satisfaction. But some programs may fail because of different reasons. Because the style of teaching is not appealing enough to the trainee and communication breaks down as a result. Then the trainees are sent for the course before they are convinced of their utility at the work, and they are afraid their seniority or job may be lost. We are going to discuss about areas of training. Different areas should be covered in training program. Training can be imparted with the objects of developing skills in people at all levels in an establishment. First, craft training is specific in the sense that cooking and serving methods can be demonstrated, or methods of using newer equipment should be taught. In essence, management cannot be taught because no one's decision is valid for similar situations at different times. Management is closely linked to people's personality and attitude, which affects behavior at particular moment. Then it is important to emphasize that training has got to be a continuous process. No one working in a catering establishment today can keep abreast with the fast changing technologies, management techniques without adopting or updating his knowledge. Training therefore need to become an essential activity in every progressive establishment, suiting programs to its particular requirements. Then what are the different training cycles? Training need to become an essential activity in every progressive establishment, suiting programs to its particular requirements too. These are external factors. The external factors including government policies on training, legislations and industrial relations, trade unions and professional bodies. Besides these are factors such are important are availability of staff, skills, suppliers, customers and technological advancements. Then internal factors which would affect design of training programs are resources, combination of training and production and service, and the level of success expected. We are going to discuss about the development. When we are giving training to an employee, definitely we expect an employee should be developed. What is development? There is a close link between training and development. Every progressive organization aims at developing its employees and through them the job to be performed. Development is said to take place when people acquire new values, attitudes and understanding. This helps in achieving individual as well as organizational goals also. Some changes are visible or quantitative, others affects attitude. Growth in size alone is not an indicator of development because the quality that increases will not be seen by the organization. But the quality in development, we have to consider both the quality and quantity too. And increase in diversity of services offered that show people to change when given right environment. Those which do not develop or are often influenced by strong-headed managers and are opposed to change, such establishments cannot service for too long. When organization develops, a number of changes can occur in the manner in which the work is organized, delegated and controlled. Then the authority relationships and those between individuals and groups through the role change. Then the style of management. Overall characteristics of the organization by a complete change in the structure. The degree which the people are self-reliant, assisted, trained and developed. Then what is the process of development? There are 5 stages in the process of development. Stage 1. The need of development is felt in a particular area of establishment. This indicates the opportunity for development that were not anticipated. Development can be identified from the figures for employees' absenteeism and turnover. In stage 2, it involves individuals, general group leaders to diagnose the areas for improvement of the department in which the need is sensed. Conflicts with group are bound to occur in this process, but these can be resolved by sharing appreciation of the situation. In stage 3, we have to see the stage 2. It is impossible to set goals on which an action plan can be prepared after ascertaining the degree of motivation created in the workforce. In stage 4, from this plan, activity would need to be developed, roles of the staff identified, structures modified, and it is very organized and training is necessary. Training may be arranged within the job services while staff on the job by liaising with the catering colleges and other institutions too. In stage 5, finally, every stage of development has to constantly assess in the terms of extent in which staff have gained knowledge and experience to improve them. The process is slow but requires expert advice to make it progressive. We are going to discuss about human relation theory of management. The human relation theory of management began development in the early 1920s during Industrial Revolution. The human relation management theory is a research belief that people desire to be a part of a supportive team that facilitates development and growth. If employees receive special attention and are encouraged to participate, they perceive their work has significance and they are motivated to be more productive, resulting in high quality of work. The research realized productivity increased due to the relationships and being part of a supportive group where each employee's work had a significant effect on the team output. So far, we have discussed about employee benefits, staff welfare provisions and services, results of employee benefits, and how important the employee participation is, and how the training has impacted the development of an organization, and finally the human relation theory of management. Thank you everyone.